I want to talk about the importance of release dates when it comes to gaming. I think this is something that people overlook a lot. You're noticing a lot of companies are starting to change their release. It used to be every game used to come out on Tuesday. Now you're seeing a lot of games are coming out on Fridays. And I think because companies are starting to realize that gamers play a lot on the weekends. People are off work, so they can play their games more versus releasing a game on Tuesday. That honestly never made sense to me because people are at work, people are at school, and you might get to play after school or work or whenever you're dealing with your kids and your family and stuff like that. But you're usually going to be tired. You're not going to have a lot of time. So you're seeing a lot of companies remove their release date to Fridays, which I think is interesting. I think it's good for the industry. But another thing that's really important when it comes to release dates that I notice is companies do not take into consideration their competition. Like I feel like a lot of companies they're not honest with themselves when it comes to release dates. A lot of games are, and this really kind of pertains to what we talked about on the GI podcast last week, where you're seeing a lot of studios shut down. Telltale shut down. Capcom Vancouver recently shut down. The studio behind, I know it sounds funny, the studio behind, those are real people that worked on the game that had to feed their family. The studio behind Club Penguin, they got shut down by Disney this week because they weren't doing well. A lot of studios are shutting down, and like this industry as a whole is volatile. Every year there's tens of dozens of studios that shut down because their games aren't selling well. And I feel like one of the reasons that their games are not selling well is because they're not thinking about where they place their games. One thing that I've learned about life, and like I remember my teacher telling me, like, I have a gift for timing. Timing is everything, you know, like time is the most important form of currency because it's the only form of currency that you cannot get back. You can always make back your dollar, your yen, your peso doing work, but you can never get back that time that you spent. So you should always think about how you spend your time. You should always think about where you're going to place things and how you're going to time it. That's a little gem right there for you. And like, I feel like these companies don't think about it. And an example is like games are constantly getting bodied by other games. And then these studios wonder why they go out of business. Like constantly you'll always hear gamers say, why don't games come out in the summer? A lot of times we don't have anything to play. Let's be real here. Kids nowadays, they don't go outside. They on their iPad, they on their PC, they on their console. So why do more games not released during the summer? There's usually like indie games that release during the summer, but not like AAA games. The space is wide open. Everybody still has this idea that they need to release their game in the fall, the winter type timeline because, you know, the holidays, they feel like people are going to spend more money on gaming because of Christmas and Hanukkah and all this other stuff. And that was true in the past, but like now gaming is so mainstream. The pool of people that you can draw from, there's so many people that are gaming, you can make money all throughout the year. You don't need to put and also you have less competition. And an example of the importance of release dates is I remember not this recent one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Well, Shadow of the Tomb Raider did get bodied, but a lot of people aren't talking about it, even though it's a good game. But Rise of the Tomb Raider, the one before it, that game got bodied. And you know why? Because it came out the same day Fallout 4 came out. And that's what I'm talking about when I say these companies are not being honest with themselves. Square Enix, like, did you really think that you could compete with the juggernaut known as Fallout? Is one of the biggest, whether you play Fallout or not, everybody knows what the fuck Fallout is. It's one of the biggest games in the gaming community. People wanted to play that shit. And Rise of the Tomb Raider came out the same day as Fallout 4. And most of you probably didn't even know that. That's because most of you did not play Rise of the Tomb Raider, and most of you did not play Shadow of the Tomb Raider because another game came out the same day as that. Hold up, let me look it up. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Like, they did the shit again. It's like they don't think about what they're doing. The release date was September 14th. Sorry, let's see. Video game releases September. I know there was something that came out on the 14th. For September 2018. Another game that's going to get bodied this month and by its own competition is, I don't know if you guys remember Atlas. It got announced during last E3. It was the game that everybody got hyped because it was coming to the Switch and it was going to have Star Fox in it, the little space shooter. That game comes out the same day as something else, and that game is going to get bodied. Or just, it doesn't even need to come out the same day. Just coming out and around the same time, that can get you bodied. And that's because there's so many, like, are you really going to play Atlas over Assassin's Creed? Most people will not. They'll tell you they would not. Let's see, September 14th, Shadow of the Tomb Raider came out. On that same day, actually, I'm wrong. Nothing came out the same day there. It was actually the week before 2K came out. Motherfuckers are going to play 2K. And then something else came out. Oh, Spider-Man came out the week before too. That's the game I was thinking of. So it's not even just about the same release date. If it's in the same month, your game is going to get bodied by another game, and maybe you should consider moving it to another month. Like, one month that I know is never competitive is December, and that's why Nintendo is smart. I mean, Smash would sell regardless of where it is, but because it's releasing in September, it's going to get even more attention. It's going to get even more press coverage. The only other game that I know that's notable that's releasing in December is Just Cause 4. And I mean, come on, who the fuck's playing that? So Smash has the month of December to itself. Why do more games release in December? And like I said, it's because they want to get that holiday money. They want to get the Christmas money, so they release it like in October, November, so the game's already out. So parents can go out and buy the game for their kid for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever the hell you celebrate. I don't know. Blue Moon Day. I don't know if it's a real thing, but you get the point. Yeah, Starlink's gonna get battled because that comes out around the same time as Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It comes out around the same time as Red Dead Redemption 2. It comes out at the same time as My Hero. There's a lot of fucking games that are coming out in October 2018, and for them to put Starlink in, which is a new IP, that's especially bad. The worst thing you can do is put out a new intellectual property and have it up against some juggernauts. Oh, Call of Duty Black Ops comes out this month, and you're putting this game against these juggernauts. That game is going to suffocate. Fucking that's how what's the game with the robots and stuff, damn, from Respawn. Damn, why can I not remember? Let's see, Respawn. I'm sorry, y'all gotta hear this. Shooter. Fucking Titanfall. Oh my god, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Titanfall. That's why Titanfall got bodied. Titanfall released. It released literally in between Call of Duty and Battlefield, which is shame on EA. They put it in the middle of those two releases, which are two juggernauts. It can't compete. It's still a fairly new IP. So if anybody is like in the industry and they listen to this podcast, I doubt it because it sucks. But if you do, I would say like just think about where you were going to place your games. It's important. And it's not only that. People do not have unlimited money. I don't have unlimited money to spend in the fall season, but I will re-up eventually when I get the next check. And maybe if you release it in fucking March or I don't know, in the summer or something, you would have a better chance. People do not have unlimited money. You need to think about who your competition is. You really need to sit there and have a self-assessment and ask yourself, can Rise of the Tomb Raider really compete with Fallout 4? Knowing how big that mod community alone is on PC? I don't know, man. I don't know. So be honest with yourselves. I think a lot of games will perform better. Sorry, I had to take a swig of water. Doing these solo podcasts, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. They're hard to do because a lot of times my mouth gets dry because I'm sitting. I'm a very laid back person. I do joke a lot, but like a lot of times I'm laid back. I have like multiple personalities and like I'm not used to talking so fucking much. Even on the GI podcast, I don't have to talk all the time because there's other people, but like doing a solo podcast is hard, and it's hard to carry it by yourself because you want to be charismatic and you want to be energetic and all this stuff. I don't know what that is, but y'all get the point. All I'm saying is think about the consumers. Think about, can you compete with the competition? And maybe think about moving. There's no shame in moving your I mean, artists do it all the time, at least in the rap industry. You'll see rappers move their date to another date because they know, like, if you are Lil Pump and Jay-Z is coming out the same day as you, just move your album, bro. Move it up a week, move it back a week. Just move your album. It's not, you're not competing with him. You're gonna lower your streams and your sales. Jay-Z's coming through with that heat, that 444 part 2. I don't know. But yeah, that's just what I want to say. Just some food for thought. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think too many games be coming out at once? Do you think companies... why am I even... There's no comment section. Fuck this section. So the next part of the gaming that I wanted to talk about is... this question actually came from McKay while I was streaming. I was streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey this week, for those of you.
Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll never miss another video. Also, consider pledging my Patreon. It helps keep the lights on. There's a link in the description box below. Peace.